Hello, and for those of you returning, welcome back. I am Damien with Project Omnia, and today I'm here to watch and react to Vinland Saga episode 22. Now, last time we had Canute. There was an attempt on his life, set up by Askeladd. Really, as a posturing move, right? To basically get to be able to put the rumor out there that Canute's father and other people, well, really just to get the idea that there are people out there in high places that want Canute dead, with this whole dispute going on that everyone knows about who is going to succeed as the king, right, in King Swin's place. So they've successfully done that, and of course in that process Leif Erikson reunites with Thorfinn, only to learn that the adorable little child that he knew and was telling grandiose stories about Vinland and everything too. Yeah, that child doesn't exist anymore. Of course, you can make the argument that a child in him does exist, considering how blindly he has pursued the, ends to bring about the end to Askeladd and get his revenge, right? So you could certainly make the argument that, technically, he still is technically a child and has the mindset of a child, just not that of the child he once was. But there was that, and then Bjorn was really the big thing in this episode, and you sort of learn. Well, it's shown and implied that Bjorn's going to die from his injuries, so he can't. He's going to die no matter what, and so he sets it up to have a duel with Askeladd so he can die a warrior's death, right? And go to Valhalla. But in that process, he makes it known to Askeladd that he wished that they could have been friends. And Askeladd says that Bjorn was his one and only friend. And, based upon his demeanor and tone of voice, especially prior to killing Bjorn and then after, I think it's pretty clear that he actually did care about Bjorn, and that it was potentially that was his only friend. And if that's the case, that's not good for Thorfinn, who, with his busted up ass arm, is about to fight Askeladd. Really don't think it's going to go well for him. However, maybe I'm wrong, but we are going to find out. So I am ready to hop into this episode. We'll begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, let's get this off and popping. Time for you to get fucked up, man. Lone wolf. And look at that face. Yeah. Yeah, he is.
で、どっちが勝つと思うね、王子。
Askeladd.
かけるかい
It's Askeladd.
どちらでも構わぬ。どちらも死なぬうちに止める。
つまんねえこと言うな
Real
よ。
fun.
こんなて
では、そなたはどちらが強いと考える？
俺そうね。
He's gonna say Askeladd.
アシェラッドかな。奴に銀1ポンド。
Yeah.
かけぬぞ。
てめえ王子。なめてんな。
Ooh.
3人の中でこの俺様が一番弱えとかありえねえだろうが。
Yeah. He's gonna come to you if you want.
しょうがねえな。俺攻めやすくなったろ。
Yeah. Oh no.
まだわかんねえのか。なんでこうなる
He
のか。
really doesn't. Oh. Oh.
さっきの訂正、勝負になってね
No,
えやこ
it's
れ。
really not.
トルケルに勝って調子に乗ったが。
He was only able to do that.
いい加減うんざりするぜ。片手でこの俺に勝てると思っ
I
たか。
know. Think you fucking stupid.
もうよせ。気絶している。そなたの勝ちだ。
ああ、
Yeah, he
本
is.
当に止めやがんの。
He doesn't.
トルフィン、
He doesn't feel the need for anyone
Thorfinn.
to die
そなたの負けだ。
again. I mean, wasn't even on.
治っても同じですよ。怪我のせいじゃねえ。
No, it's really not.
そのバカはバカだから負ける。
Gonna give us a pass
俺
here.
の親父だ。
He killed the dead. Alright then.
小ず憎い相手の殺し方をな。
So like, give him like the blueprint, basically.
俺は奴隷の母親から生まれた。
Right.
ついたあだ名がアシェラッド。
Oh, so what's your real
灰
name?
まみれって意味だ。
Ah. There's Daddy. Who I'm assuming you don't have
親父は
anything
ユ
to
トラ
do
ンの
with.
王族だった。酒と女と殺しが好きな、
Clearly.
まあ、どこにでもいるようなバイキングだ。名を与えたのは本妻の産んだ年長の子供たちだけだった。
Well, of course. That's how it was back then.
それ以外のガキなんざ顔も覚えちゃいなかっただろうぜ。
Probably good assessment there. Probably didn't.
おふくろはよく先祖の英雄アルトリウスの話をした。同じ話を何度もした。
Yeah.
500年はるか西の彼方、常人にはたどり着くことのできない彼岸の地に英雄アルトリウスの住む楽土があるという。
Not quite the case.
いつの日か彼は万軍を従え来て蛮族どもを誅し、この世を平定してくださる。おふくろの一族は待ちに待って500年。英雄はまだ現れない。そして俺が11の時、ついにおふくろの心が折れた。よりにもよってたまたま通りかかった親父のことを英雄アルトリウスと勘違いしたらしい。 一瞬で悟った。誰かがやらねばならん。英雄でも神でもね、誰かがな。不思議なもんだ。
Good with a sword.
初めて使ったのに。
Got your ass stomped.
わしの子か。
そうです。
今日から館に住め。
さすがに11歳のガキにやれる相手とは思ってなかっ
Well, it's
た。
true.
まずは親父の目に留まること。いつも親父を立てるように気を使ってな。
Yeah, I mean, you can't give the appearance that you're trying to kill them. Even a slight hint is enough for them to possibly pick up
奴
on
隷暮
it.
らしから救ってくれたこの作業に2年をかけたぜ。
So you're now 13. Ooh,
使ったのは兄貴の剣だ。
ooh, damn.
親父と仲の悪い奴から選んで盗んだ。他の兄貴たちは犯人と思い込んで、そいつをリンチにかけちまいやんの。全く単純な奴ら
Yeah,
だぜ。
very simple-minded. So basically, he just wants all of this, these unbeautiful people to go away.
要するにだ、トルフィン。10年以上かけて俺一人倒せないお前はボンクラだって話さ。
絶対殺してやる
No. No, you won't.
たく。言ってるそばからそれかよ。ま
But yeah, there's no more use for you.
トールズにも感謝しねえとな。
Oh no.
今は傷を癒せ
Yeah, exactly. You're in no condition.
やがれよさぬか
情けね
Train him, Torkel. Train him.
え。やれやれ。すっかり硬くなっちまったらビオラン。
なぜ私なのだ英雄の末裔はそなたであろうアシュラット才気もある己自身が王となり世を変えようとは思わぬのか
話聞いてなかったんですか？あなたの方が王にふさわしい。俺やスベン王よりもね。顔見りゃわかります。
It makes them more worthy.
ただのバイキングですよ。
Oh. So I wonder if this is where he loses them. Because I still feel like they're going to get separated. Yeah. Get it yet, kid? That blind range tunnel vision has only gotten you this. Yeah. It'd be really frustrating to be so weak to not see something so obvious. Well, that was episode 22 of Vinland Saga. I mean, that really wasn't much of a duel. It was really Askeladd just beating the ever-living piss out of Thorfinn, right? And then afterwards, giving a nice little story, right? Which was really about who his dad was, who his mother was, the life he led, and then how it changed. I mean, at first it was just him with his mother, and he worked at this blacksmith all day, right? And he got the name Askeladd, which means covered in ashes, because of that being always covered in ash or horse manure, or there was something else. But anyways, one day when his mother kind of snapped mentally, she came wandering out through the village, right, and ran into Olaf, the man that she had had Askeladd with, and basically was about to be killed. And that's when Askeladd first picked up a sword and wielded it and managed to get his mother's life spared. And then they went and lived with Olaf there, until Askeladd had killed his father, trained there to kill his father, and then ended up doing it. Now, he didn't make his intentions so known as Thorfinn, right? And really, a big parallel was just how they each handled how they, their hatred towards another and how bad they want to make that person suffer or die. Askeladd was very cunning and cutthroat and really just cold, and you need that to refine, your tactics needed to be even sharper than your blade, really, right? For something like that to work, especially when you're at a huge disadvantage in terms of like experience and combat ability and things like that, right? So he trained for another 2 years till he was 13, and then killed his father in the middle of sleeping or sex. One of the two. Killed the woman he was sleeping with and him, in the middle of the night. So, I mean, that really covers his backstory. And so, I mean, things really haven't been easy for him, and he was really trying to highlight to Thorfinn how idiotic and childish he has been in his pursuit of revenge. He just doesn't get it. And even now, he is struggling to really understand it. Like, I think he's kind of accepting it. That's why, that's why he's still hurt, in the episode. That yell, can really hurt to come to the realization that you have been completely blind to something that has impaired you from reaching your goals so heavily, right? So, hopefully this means Thorfinn starts to evolve a little bit more. Because, I mean, really, he needs to if he's going to achieve his goal. But I'm also not sure if he's still with Askeladd and Canute and Thorkel, right? I mean, I think he's going to be, because I don't think Canute or Thorkel would want to abandon him. Particularly Thorkel. I really think Thorkel could end up training him to be better with a sword, at least, right? And then the rest is really up to Thorfinn as a person to just grow, right? And really get rid of his mental weaknesses that really prevent him from getting any closer to his goal than he was the day his dad died. Because really he hasn't made that much progress since that day. And it's all been because of his blind rage and tunnel vision without the ability to think clearly, right? So that's been such a huge detriment to him. But, I mean, I really like getting Askeladd's backstory. Really like, I mean, again, the beatdown, the ever living piss getting beaten out of Thorfinn, that was enjoyable to watch. But that was my reaction and review to episode 22 of Vinland Saga. And if you liked it, feel free to leave a like, comment on my reaction or the episode, and subscribe if you're brand new. And I will see you in the next video.